Hi, it's Walter and Jason here, and we're just back from the Sardine Run. It was epic. We were there for 4 weeks. The takings in the first 3 weeks were a bit slim, but it really boomed in the last week with a lot of what I would call this year the mackerel run, not the Sardine Run. And but what we're going to talk about today is not that at all. We're going to talk about the Raggie Reef in the Umgazi River Bay. And this reef was found by an old skipper that worked for me. His name was Tyler Dupree, and he had a spearfishing mate that did a lot of work in that area. And he always told Tyler, you know, there's this reef that is just full of raggies. And Tyler would always come to me and say, look, there's this reef that's full of raggies, and I'd really like to go and dive it. And I told him, look, you know, we at Mboiki, it's about 40 kilometers away. If there's a problem, it's going to be a big problem. You know, there's no deco chambers there. There's nothing like that. So I forbade him to go. Of course, at that particular time, I had Bushan, who came out to dive with us, and you know, he was a bad influence on Tyler, and persuaded him that they should sneak out and go and do this dive and not say anything about it, which they did. Fortunately, the day they decided to do it was epic conditions, and you know, I saw the video afterwards, and I've never seen that number of raggies concentrated in one place. They were actually stacked up in the water column, and I'm talking hundreds of raggies. Phenomenal dive, and something that everybody going to the Sardine Run in the Port St. John's area should experience. It's a very fickle dive. Because it's in the bay, it's prone to bad viz, and only comes right in special conditions. So we've had numerous dives there that where the visibility has been 1 or 2 meters. In actual fact, the one time I went down, and I was telling the guy, you know, banding dive, we're going up. And this guy's like, I'm going a banding dive going up. And this guy's looking around like a blind man. I had to go right up to his mask and say, a banding dive going up. And then he said, okay, good idea, let's get the hell out of here. So yeah, we've had a lot of different experiences there. And old Jason found this pinnacle last year. We called it Jay's Pinnacle now. Maybe he'd like to talk a bit about that.
I bumped into it by mistake of looking at this video that old Bushan had, and last year bumped into that pinnacle, and we were searching for it because we thought we had found it, but the visibility last year just didn't play along with us. I think we had one good day, and not myself or Walter had hit the spot, but I was persistent to carry on trying to find this place. And I had told Digger, just watch the buoy line if I do, you know, hit a pinnacle or something. So we were marking spots from the surface while I was underneath with clients, but as well, you know, I thought that I had found the spot, but the viz last year was like 2 meters when I'd found it, and it was right at the end of the dive. So I gave it one last, you know, pull on the buoy line. And this year I said to Walter, I said, we are going to give this a go. I think I found the spot. Yeah, we had our first dive. The clients cancelled halfway down as it was mud. Came back up. I was like, oh, I hope this isn't going to be the visibility of the season. And it wasn't a week later. We sort of had good visibility, but we had a flying north-south current. And we dropped in about, I think it was 200 meters from the mark that I had marked the previous year. Got down there and we did a kilometer within 12 minutes. So, you know, it was just a sand dive, and cancelled that, came up. And yeah, we carried on pursuing for bait balls as we do. You know, that's the #1 priority out there. And we just so happened to have a day, which I call a Sardine Run first, is you know, we dropped again, the visibility looked good from the sky, and there was nothing happening around. I said to Walter early in the morning, I was like, just try to go bang it, you know, get on it again, gives us something to do, what we call a filler. And got there, visibility was great, and
No current.
yeah, no current whatsoever. Beautiful sunny day, flat ocean. Dropped down on this reef, sort of dropped down on an edge where there was reef, there were raggies, and I just turned slightly inshore a little bit from that mark. Now this is the original mark or the mark that I had signaled from last year, and turned right, and all of a sudden I just saw a cave to my right, and you know, viewing these sharks, and wow, the raggies are size there. I mean, bigger than we have over here by, like, I'd say double the size. I nearly put money on that. Took a turn around another bend, and then I saw this massive drop off. I was sitting on about 20 meters at that time. Saw this massive drop off, and which happened to be you know, the pinnacle that I had bumped into last year, and it sort of makes like just an up slanted thing like this, and dropped over the cliff. And when I put my head over that cliff and I looked down, I was like, this must be the place, you know, of the video.
That pinnacle comes right up to 18.
Yeah, from 34 meters straight up the wall to 18. And dove down there, and I was like, this has to be the place. So I started tugging on that buoy line on that dive. Walter's group was slightly off, not far either. I think like you guys are 10-15 meters away from me, but you know, in that place 10-15 meters in the wrong way, it sends you, you know, you don't know really where you're going.
IDP.
And dropped down, tugged on this buoy line, and thank goodness Digger was watching it, and he immediately came over, marked the spot, and got up to the surface. I showed Walter all the teeth I had found, because there you can also, you don't look for teeth, you basically put your hand in the sand teeth, and you select them, you pick out the ones you want. Digger marked the spot, came up, showed Walter, I think I found it, and Sardine Run first. We went back in the river mouth,
pumped the cylinders,
everyone wanted to do it again, and bang on, dropped right on that spot.
Yeah, an amazing spot.
And geez, unreal. I think 100 plus raggies, they just come from everywhere. It's unreal.
Now have a look at the video, and hope you enjoy it.
And I think all the guys that were involved in that, this one's for you. Enjoy the video, it is going to be good.